Hey guys, you might be asking yourself, should my brand even be on TikTok Shop right now? And the answer actually might be no. In this video today, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step checklist to figure out whether or not you should spend the time and the huge amount of investment that it takes to be on the platform. As you guys know, there are massive brands doing huge numbers on TikTok Shop. There's halo effects across the entire brand ecosystem, but not every single brand is a match. I talked to a lot of really big Fortune 500 companies, and here is what I walk them through. Let's get into it. Number one, let's talk about the strategy and executive alignment of whether or not you should dive into TikTok Shop and into social commerce in general. Is this going to create incremental demand versus clearance versus community building? So here's what I have to say about that. Should you use clearance type items on TikTok Shop to try to just get rid of them? And my answer to you as a bigger brand would be absolutely not. Do not destroy your brand reputation and go on just because you think that you need to discount on the platform. That is not the reason why. Number two is agree on some kind of KPI hierarchy, right? What are you trying to do through this channel? Are you trying to just get a lot of eyeballs on your product and break even? If that's okay, then go for it. There are brands that we work with that get 50 to 100 million views a month on their products and they're breaking even, but they're getting 50 to 100 million views on product videos. Think about how much that CPM basis is worth. And with anywhere between 50 and 100 million views at a $35 CPM, you can imagine it is a massive amount. So understand what your KPI hierarchy is. If it's net contribution margin, awesome. If it's customer acquisition cost, down, awesome. At this point, TikTok Shop is not big enough that it is going to be a primary channel for any of the bigger brands that are watching this, but that does not mean that it shouldn't be a channel that you need to invest in to halo onto all other channels. And also, no one's going to say no to an extra 20 or $30 million in revenue to also be an incredible marketing channel. Now, looking and seeing your competitors and your category audit. This is a really big part of what I want to talk about here as well today, is go and look, use a tool like Calidata or Fastmoss. Either one of those are totally fine to me to go and look and see who your competitors are that are out in the space. Are your competitors out there already crushing, or is this potentially a blue ocean for you to enter? A lot of times bigger brands will come to me and ask like, hey, what exactly is going on with my competitors? Why aren't they on this channel? And a lot of times the answer is that your competitors have not yet invested the kind of money that they need to, the time and the energy and the money into TikTok Shop, as it is a brand new muscle that most big brands just don't understand how to exercise. And I think that we're ahead of the game at Social Commerce Club in a lot of these sort of ways. Now, looking at a regulatory risk scenario plan, I think is a really important thing. There's again been a US restriction on the table for quite a while. I don't think that it's going to happen now, seeing where we are, but it's really important. Now, here's a couple more things, is seller eligibility. Can you even sell on the platform? And there's a lot of people that can't sell on the platform. You need to, if you're, say a Canadian brand, or maybe you're a UK brand that wants to sell into the States, you need to actually have a corporation in the States. You need to have somebody that is willing to give their US passport. So for a lot of big brands, this is a difficult hurdle to come over, which is really funny because it doesn't actually seem like it should be a giant hurdle to come over. There's a lot of prohibited items and verticals that are just prohibited. So making sure to check into those. And it's funny, I'm just going to pause for a second here and say, I'm all in on TikTok Shop. I think that TikTok Shop is an incredible channel. I'm coming to this video with that at the forefront. But I want to let you guys know what sort of hurdles that you are going to face when you're coming into this channel and the kind of investment that you actually need to make in this channel to make it successful. You cannot be half measured when it comes to TikTok Shop and when it comes to entering in. And again, I'm talking to a lot of you enterprise brands out there, $100 million to $1 billion brands. understand this. And again, you smaller brands as well, I am here for you, but just know that there is a very big investment when it comes to this. Now, here's some other sort of things to keep in mind. Number 3 is the market and account setup, right? Understand which markets make the most sense to go into. I think that the US makes the most sense as far as how much the US is actually blown up, but there are other markets out there. The Philippines is one of them, the UK is one of them, and they're constantly opening up more and more markets as we go. Which market do you start in and then start to expand into? Remember, creators are at the center of all of this, and I've talked about this on a lot of other videos that I've done. The creators are at the center of all of this, so remember that your creators don't necessarily transfer over into other areas. Most of the time, they actually don't into other markets. Know that, again, you're going to have to do some sort of personal verification. So if you're a really big brand, somebody is going to need to put their name on this and put their passport into this. Now, also, are you on Shopify versus not? If you're on Shopify and you're a big brand, awesome. This is a very easy conversation. If you're not, then there's a lot of things that you're going to need to look into as far as the amount of time that it's concerned. Getting on, we're working with a lot of really big brands that are having a difficult time connecting their catalog properly and then connecting multi-channel fulfillment at the same time. So another thing to look into. And again, I'm sure you guys are madly taking notes right now as we go through this. Let's talk about the commercial economics of this. Right now, 6%-ish is about what you're going to be paying from a marketplace fee. There is a transaction fee as well. That's generally not massive, but just something to keep in mind. Then there's fulfilled by TikTok, whether you decide to do fulfilled by TikTok or you decide to do, a multi-channel fulfillment or fulfilled by Amazon. You can use all of these if you have the proper setup. So just so you sort of understand as far as that's concerned. And then remember, there's ad budgets as well, right? So if you want to scale, you do need to spend money on ads. Plus, there's all of the fees that are going to be charged and the percentage fees charged by affiliates on the platform as well. So knowing where your unit economics sit is a really important thing. We talked to a $1 billion shoe brand recently, and unfortunately, the unit economics just did not work for them and their higher price point. That's something I'll get into a little bit later, but higher price points are a little bit more difficult on the platform, though I'm not saying not to be on there because there have been some incredible ones. It's just how you launch and what you decide to launch with the higher price points. Hopefully you guys haven't fallen off quite yet as I go through this, because again, I am all in on TikTok Shop and I really do believe it's an incredible channel for so many of you. Let's talk about some of the different fulfillment and logistics choices. We have Fulfilled by TikTok. This actually uses ShipBob in the US. They store, pick, pack, ship, all of that kind of stuff. There's a lot of perks that go along with Fulfilled by TikTok, as some of you Amazon sellers probably know. There are 3PL connectors, so there's a lot of those out there. Aftership is one of them. ShopDance is one of them. There's some really good ones that are out there. Please go and check some of those ones out. I'm not directly affiliated with any of those, though lots of them have reached out to try to get me to advise for them. At this point, I am not advising for any other software companies. There is Seller Direct, obviously, as well. And just so you guys are aware, there's a lot of different ways to get your inventory out there on TikTok Shop, just so you have an idea. Now, do you have the team, the creative and merchandising engine, right? There is a lot that is involved in that, which is why, again, and I do have a horse in this race, I recommend that you hire an expert when it comes to this. So either hire somebody in-house or hire an agency who actually knows what they are doing in this. I really truly believe that our team at Social Commerce Club is world-class. We're one of the top TikTok Shop agencies out there. So I really do believe that we are incredible at this, but there are other awesome agencies out there that you can go check out, and I will let you know whether they are good or not. By no means can everyone work with us at Social Commerce Club. We're also very picky with the kinds of brands that we work with, just so everyone knows. Remember that there's seasonal promotions that you're going to have to take care of. There's content policy guideline guardrails to look into as well. There's a lot of this. Then there's paid traffic measurement and optimization. And so you need to have someone on your team who actually understands what the paid traffic levels are, the types of ads to run, when to run ads, which ads to put money behind, which spark codes to put money behind, which creators to put money behind. Then there's the customer experience and customer service risks, right? So remember that there are service SLAs that you need to keep to. There's 24-hour response times. There's also a return to origin logistics. Try and understand where exactly you're going to do that. And then there's just like scaling and continuous improvement to keep in mind. Geo expansion, there's a SKU roadmap, right? Which SKUs should I have on the channel? There's data governance, there's external risk monitoring. So making sure that you're actually keeping in line with the regulatory. I've seen the brands brands do like $1 million a month and then suddenly get hit with a regulatory issue. Do not be one of those brands. That would make me incredibly sad. So just know that there are a lot of things to look into when it comes to whether or not you should sell on TikTok Shop. If you do have any questions and you're a bigger brand out there doing, $20 million plus, and you're thinking to yourself, should I enter TikTok Shop? Feel free to drop me a line, reach out to socialcommerceclub.com and ask our team, is it worth it or not to be on TikTok Shop? We'd probably say no 30 to 40% of the time. No, this is not the right time. Really big cookware brand that I'm sure a lot of you guys know reached out to me really recently and said, hey, should we be on? They had an average order value of about $200. I just did not think that it was quite yet the time for them to enter TikTok Shop. So just letting you guys know, that's sort of how I feel about that. If you have any other questions about how bigger brands should think about TikTok Shop with their entire marketing mix, please look at some of the other videos that I have on this channel. I'm not like a big YouTube guy or anything like that, but I really appreciate all of the watch time that you guys are giving me here. And feel free to subscribe if that's what you want to do and you want to learn more about how all of this works in direct to consumer and Amazon and all of these different channels. Really appreciate you guys and have a great day. Bye.